Hi, so today we're going to be talking about what happens when your asylum application has been denied before USCIS. Nobody wants to get that letter. You put in all this work, all this effort to prove to a USCIS officer that your asylum application is real, you're credible, but for whatever reason, he or she does not believe that you are credible and denies that asylum application. So today we're going to be talking about what happens after your asylum application has been denied before USCIS. You will get a letter in the mail or via email, or in some jurisdictions, they would actually ask you to come pick it up and sign that you have received the denial. You open the letter and it says your application for asylum has been denied before USCIS. Automatically, it will tell you that you have been referred to an immigration court in the jurisdiction where you live. So you went to your asylum interview in Oklahoma, for example. You would be referred to the immigration court in Oklahoma. So you have another bite at the apple. So the first bite was with the USCIS officer. They're like, okay, well, maybe. So it's kind of like it's not an appeal process. It's just automatically referral. So you're referred to the immigration court so that the immigration judge can look at your case again, fresh set of eyes, and make a determination if you're credible or you're not credible, the reason for the denial. Can you add more documents? Can you add more basis for different than the basis for the asylum application that you previously filed? Sometimes. So sometimes there might be a change in circumstance. So you filed an asylum application and then something bad happened to you. But then after you filed the asylum application, something worse happened to a family member, or there's another reason why you cannot go back to your country because something bad happened to a family member or close relative, or you're still getting threats. Yes, by all means, you can add that to the application and let the judge know that in addition to the things that I told the USCIS officer, these are also the additional things that I'm afraid for or I'm afraid of. So that can happen, but you cannot necessarily just pivot and say, I filed because I was afraid of civil war, and I was afraid that I would be this and that would happen to me, and then you just say, oh, now I'm afraid that I would be hurt because now I'm coming out as a homosexual. There has to be a reason. I mean, maybe you didn't know at that time, or maybe you were afraid to come out, but there has to be a rational basis for that pivot or that additional claim. So just be cognizant of that, because sometimes people feel like, because they've been denied before USCIS, that they now have to maybe embellish or maybe exaggerate, and that's not necessarily it's not necessarily helpful, because if you do that, then you're going to have credibility issues before the judge. And of course, you have to come to the court with clean hands. You have to be credible. The court has to believe everything that you're saying. If the court does not believe that the basis of your application is real, is credible, there can be a finding of making frivolous claims, and you don't want a judge to find that. So I hope this helps you. You're going to get a master calendar hearing date before the judge. The judge would give you an individual date, set some stipulations as to what you need to file, how you need to file, if you need additional evidence. And a lot of times they're pro bono services that you can explore if you cannot afford an attorney. It's always important to go to an individual hearing with your attorney, because an experienced immigration lawyer would file briefs in support of your claim, will show you or help you get evidence to corroborate what you're saying, and just help you not necessarily get the evidence for you. Of course, a good lawyer should not do that, but help you get third-party affidavits, people to corroborate your claim, and help you put together something credible and strong, so that when you go before the judge definitely believes or has more leaning to approving your case than denying it. I hope this helps. Again, if you have any questions, you're in need of an immigration attorney to help you before the immigration court, we're here to help. 443-352-3201. Email info@elawrencelaw.com. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.